talking with a client today about her wishes for final arrangements. And she mentioned to me that she has always been an avid swimmer, scuba diver, loved the beach, and was thinking about creative ways to arrange her final arrangements in a way that had something to do with the ocean, or the Gulf of Mexico in this case. So I told her, I said, well, I got a kind of funny, morbid, but interesting story for you. I said, years ago, I had an elderly lady that was a client. She had no family, no friends in the area, and asked me if I would be willing to take care of her final arrangements. And while that's not something I normally do, when I have a client that doesn't have anyone else to rely on, I kind of feel bad for them, and I'll do whatever I can for them. So I said, sure, I'll take care of it. A few years later, she passed away. I knew the guy who did the cremation. He's a good friend of mine. He brings her cremains to my office, drops her off on my desk, and I'm like, okay, now what do I do? So the company she wanted to use was down, I believe, in the Sarasota area. It was called Living Reef, and they take your cremains, they mix it with concrete, and they pour it into this like 4-foot high structure with little holes in it, and then they take you and they dump you in the Gulf of Mexico, and eventually you might become a fish reef. So I was trying to get her down to Sarasota in the most efficient way possible, and it's only about an hour and a half, and it's a beautiful drive over the Skyway, so I figured, you know what, I'll just take her down there myself and go check out their operations, so maybe I could tell other clients about it, which is what I ended up doing today. So on the way out of town, I was meeting a friend for lunch, and we got done with lunch, we're walking back out to the car, she says, oh, what are you doing for the rest of the afternoon? And so I thought about it, and I figured I would have some fun in the moment, and I said, well, oddly enough, I have a dead client in my trunk, and I got to drive her down to Sarasota so we can dump her body in the water. And the lady just looked at me, and she's like, I don't think you should be telling people about this. And so then I told her the rest of the story. It ended up being funny, but it always reminds me, feel like not necessarily the day in the life of an elder law attorney, but it certainly was that day of having a deceased client in your trunk, taking her down to the Gulf for disposal. So hope you enjoyed that story. I'll share other crazy stories with you as I get them, and I hope you guys have a great day.